I'm currently in a parking garage. Here's my plan. I've had a vision. It's a very specific vision. I'm assuming the title is giving away what we're doing today. I had a vision of a rebinded book. I've had a few visions over the last little while, and I've been wanting to do this for ages. I was gonna wait for the used bookstore I usually shop at. It has a major sale every quarter, usually around like holidays. Sorry, I have an Altoid in my mouth. That's what it is, if you can see it. So their next one is in like 3 weeks, I think. I had my eyes on a set of Game of Thrones books, because that was my first vision that I had, but I've had another vision. I've had a few visions, and I think I could pull it off, like, fairly easily. The people next to me right here. I don't have the camera battery for this. You need to leave. I have my cameras on my car pulled up, so, like, I can see everything. Like, when she got in the passenger seat of her car, she just, like, looked back over at me, and I was like, don't look at me. Don't. Please don't look at me. Okay, let's try this again, but now with the sweet treat. We're not leaving. What was I saying? I have a vision. I've had a vision, and now I just need the books to fulfill this vision. I was going to just go ahead and use the Game of Thrones books that I have and just rebind those, but I don't want to, because those are the ones that I, like, read when I was first getting into Thrones. So I, like, and, like, a few of them are kind of annotated, like, they're in the starting of being annotated, and I kind of just want, like, that set to stay as it is, and then to have another gorgeous set that I've had a vision of. So I was going to go to my normal used bookstore, because they had a box set of the first 5 Thrones books, and then they had the 6th one, so I was like, I'll just get the box set if it's still there. Like, stuff rotates through there so quickly. But then I was like, well, I have, like, a 25% off thing. They do, like, after 5 visits or 5 purchases, you get like 25% off your whole order up to $200, and I want to save that for the sale, I think. So I was like, I won't go there, or I'll just, like, hold off on doing this, but I cannot think of anything else except for rebinding these books right now. It was like TikTok heard me, and they were like, here's another used bookstore in your area that is even bigger than your favorite one, so why don't you go enjoy that? And I was like, you know, fine. I will. Yeah, so we're going to a different used bookstore. This one's bigger. I think it has a lot of, like, mass market paper books, which is, like, the other one I go to. But sometimes the other one I go to, you've seen it before, they have a lot of, like, new books that are, like, used, though. They get, like, a surprising amount of, like, popular TikTok books in their used selection. Okay, to the bookstore. I have to look up what it's called so that we can get there. And also, this is gonna sound crazy, but this is the best drink that they have. This is my, like, regular coffee shop. It's the Japanese one, Okayama Kobo. Banana cream matcha latte. So it's a white chocolate-based cream with a banana flavor, and then it has, like, graham cracker crumbs on top, and then sweet matcha. It shouldn't be good, but it is delicious. It was one of their, they do, like, seasonal drinks. It was one of their seasonal drinks, maybe, like, last summer, I think. And then they put it on their permanent menu, and that was fantastic. I also need to eat my food. I got my regular order. Oh, she's so cute! So I got the kobakuma, which is it's Japanese milk bread filled with vanilla bean custard. And then it's, like, dark chocolate on top, but you can't really taste it. And then I also got a bacon, which is wrapped up, which is the same milk bread, but then they do, like, bacon and cheese on top. I'm gonna eat this one and then drive to the bookstore. I didn't grab napkins, and I'm going to want them. Oh my god, am I in a hosier mood, or am I in a Taylor Swift mood? It's a hosier mood, for sure. Hey, I think I'm here. I think that's it. I can only assume since the book carts. Also, when I was pulling into the parking lot, I had to get over in front of a truck, and I, like, sped up to get over in front of the truck because he was driving in my blind spot, and then when I almost missed the turn in because I couldn't get away from him, but then I slowed down and I got over as close to the curb as I could, and it's, like, a road where it's, like, 3 lanes on one side, so it's a big road. I, like, got over as close to the curb as I could to turn in, and I started slowing down, and he, like, sped up, like, into, like, basically swerved in half into the lane next to me and honked at me, and I was like, bro, I'm just turning into a business. I'm sorry that you're in a hurry and that you're driving in the rightmost lane. here's the haul. They pretty much didn't have anything that I was looking for, except for these. I did have a conundrum though, because I'm obviously missing Dance of Dragons, not a big deal. But they did have like the larger size, like the new paperback size, instead of the mass market. And they had all but Fire and Blood, and obviously I got Fire and Blood here, because I want Fire and Blood. That was definitely more like older books. They had a YA section, kind of, and it had the Divergent series, they had a lot of Harry Potter, they had a couple of the Twilight books, you know. I will say their erotic fiction section was much better than my normal used bookstore section, because it wasn't only 50 Shades of Grey, there was only like a couple copies of those, but it also was making me laugh because their erotic fiction turned into their horror section, so that made me laugh. But I didn't see like any of the stuff that any of the TikToks that I saw about this place showed. Like, they showed a lot more like book talk books, and there weren't really any there that I saw. So one of those TikToks must have done really well and someone came and bought them, or they bought them. I don't know, but it was also kind of awkward because I ended up being the only one in there except for the guy that was like running the store when I went to check out. And he like thought I was kind of still browsing. He was like playing a video on his phone, and it was like it was like a knockoff Watch Mojo video where it was like the top eight da-da-da-da songs, and then he rickrolled the both of us because it goes, number 8, Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, and I'm just standing there holding my 5 Game of Thrones books going, his Never Gonna Give You Up starts playing, and I was like, there's no way. Okay, I'm gonna go home now, and we're going to be so brave. Which one do I do first so that I can accidentally fuck it up? The one that I have the simplest idea for? Okay, hi. I hope I don't look crazy. I always look crazy in my camera's lighting, but we have 5 books to start out with. I just need a Dance of Dragons. I think I'm gonna start out with A Clash of Kings, because this will be the simplest of my ideas. So here's my idea. I want to rebind these so that they feel like they fit in the world of Game of Thrones. So I want to bind them in pleather. I was gonna do leather, but then I was like, I have to go all the way downtown, and I have a whole roll of upholstery pleather right here. I have this whole roll. There could be spiders living inside it, but it's not doing anything right now. So why not turn it into this? So what I want to do is basically hang on, let me see. I've been collecting inspiration on Pinterest. Let me pull up my Pinterest board. So I want to do something kind of like this, in the vein of like, there's like an outline and then there's like a central piece, but I want to have the title on it. Something semi-similar to this. Or there were these alternate dust jackets made for Game of Thrones that I think are gorgeous, but I hate that they're just dust jackets. These could be so pretty. So this is kind of my inspiration. I want to do like the corner pieces, and then I really like how the titles are done on these ones. So I want to kind of do the titles, but I want to have more of the depth of like the ones that I showed you from Etsy. Like something like this, you know? So that's my inspiration. For my box materials, or like, you know, like the cardboard, I think these are gonna work wonderfully, especially since these are small. These are the mass market paperback size. I have this UPS box that, okay, I'm not doxing myself, that is like, it's like not corrugated cardboard, you know, where it doesn't have like the things in between it. And I literally got a book delivered in this, so it was perfect. And I was like, you know, this is like sturdy, especially if I'm doing multiple layers. So I also have this Topo Chico box for the thinner layer. And then once I have like, I think I want to do like 3 layers, that'll be plenty thick to mimic being like 2mm book board. You feel me? So the only thing truly that we're lacking here is I don't have a book press and I don't have like paper. But in the meantime, what I can do is I can at least like semi-prep my text blocks. I've been watching tutorials. Semi-prep my text blocks, as well as prepping the hard covers and getting them onto the pleather, which is going to be a whole nother adventure because that is like the thickest upholstery pleather ever. I think what I want to do first of all is just get the design drawn out on just like the back of the piece of cardboard, like get that all glued together and go from there. I have this tacky glue, which I Googled and it said it was PVA glue. So that's great. I don't have to buy more glue. I have literally 3 bottles of these. Yeah, I wasn't intimidated to like rip off the covers until right now. I'd like to, if I can, keep the spine in one piece and turn it into a bookmark. I think that would be really fun, even though like some of them are really cracked. I'm too scared of that. So I'm just gonna trace, I'm not nervous, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna trace out my design on this and then go from there. I promise I'm not nervous about this, but I am.
Colored skies, dilated eyes, parked along the side. Cars pass us by, 4th of July. Love is the vibe. Older folks reside just down the road. I can see the timeline. All the memories are tainted. Now we're just acquainted. Don't mean to be a basic bitch. Please take me home. I don't wanna be here anymore. Take me home. Take me home. Take me home. Sick of waiting for the right word to come to me. Feels like I'm wasting time away. Well, she's got her hair up top.
Okay, I have all of the pieces except for the back piece. Like this. I literally, as I was cutting these out, I was like, I've just thought of a better way to do this to make sure that they're all even. You know, cut out the top one and then glue it on a piece that's like already been traced, and then you get the exact same edge, but it's too late. So this brush looks gross. And then take this, we'll remember this. It makes it a little bit harder to see these, but
a ladder with 1,000 rungs. Well, I never claimed to know how it ought to be. that don't mean I ain't got thoughts. But when the sun comes down, she takes off her golden.
Apologies, my camera died, but I basically just cut out all of these that I could. I got enough for 4 books, front and back. I didn't cut out the spine yet, I've just realized. Well, those will all be different, so that makes sense. And then I've just glued the outside piece onto it, and then basically I took this piece that I placed the crown exactly where I wanted it, I realized, and I'm gonna set it over top, take my pointy awl, hook basically like where all of the points should line up, and then I'm gonna glue the crown on. Cool, I'm gonna let this dry, but I think that's looking really good. Started on the next one, I guess. Welcome back to the mess. Boop. Front, back, and then I also have the side piece. I can show you how I did this on the Feast for Crows cover. Here's how I did it. Basically, took a scrap of the shipping box, and I'm just going to trace the height onto it. Is the height will be the same? 1 and 5/8. Okay, and then to get the ridges on it, I'm literally going to line these up because they're the same height.
The way that I found the placement for the ridges in the first place was I put one directly in the center, and then I went in 1/2 inch on each end and placed one there, and then I found the center between the center mark and the 1/2 inch marks, and I put another one approximately in the middle there.
I have this where I've traced out 1/8 inch pieces, and I'm just gonna cut out 5. And now we glue. And then I'm gonna let that dry. This is what they're all looking like. Clash of Kings, I did the crown. I did them all this way. Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows. The next 3 are all gonna be different than the actual covers, because the Dance of Dragons is like a shield. It's just a round shield, and I don't know how to do that one. Also, a Game of Thrones, I don't love just that. What I do love is like this one or this one. I love this one. And then for a Dance of Dragons, I want to do like basically this, because I think that would look nice for a Dance of Dragons, you know? It's a dragon, not Storm of Swords. That doesn't make any sense. And then for Fire and Blood, I think I'm just gonna do the show sigil. The logo, the family crest. I thought I was really far into this book on the audiobook, but I think I'm like here. No, I'm a little further than that. No, I'm not. I think I'm like here, which is crazy, but it's literally like a textbook. So, I guess it's finally time to like cut out fabric and stuff, I guess. I'm gonna say 14 inches by 10, let's say. So we have a little bit of wiggle room.
Just stay here. The coffee sucks, but I've not thought about leaving yet. You can quit that job you hate, and I can check the real estate.
people so brave? This feels like book sacrilege that I have yet to encounter. Hell yeah, I want the spine as a bookmark. Oh. Do I need this page? I kind of don't want this page. You only live once, right, to tear apart books? I'm gonna do it like a bunch more times, though. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. Goodbye, ugly page. But don't forget what I've said about testers. It will literally ruin your paintbrushes. You have been warned. I'm like literally painting this on and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I look at it, it's like literally a layer of the wrong color. It's just like clear.
For change, 'cause it's not the first time you've come undone. Feelings come and go around, keep it coming around. Make my way, don't make a sound.
Hello. It is not the next day, but the next. Yesterday you saw me tea dyeing this paper. It's all lovely and dry now. There's a bunch of it. But on Feast of Crows, okay, I need to mark the space up. Yeah, Feast of Crows, I tested out how I want to do this. So I just like each piece of paper will fit one, folded piece. So for this book, I traced out this and then it was much too big. So for Clash of Kings, which is, the one that we've been working on together this whole time, I didn't glue it on yet, but I traced the book on it and it fits much better. It's also somehow like, it didn't come out as splotchy as I wanted it to, which makes sense, but it's like kind of the color of the book, but like a little paler, if that makes sense. I'm gonna show you how I did this one. All of these papers were ironed, by the way, but they're still a little, not perfect. So I'm gonna trace the top of the book and I'm gonna line it up at the fold on the spine, and then I'm just gonna press down. Ta-da! Cool. And then glue it on. I have like 14 different glue brushes now too. Okie dokie. Flip. Do the other side, and then I'm gonna put it under a bunch of other books because I don't have a book press yet. Feel me? One other thing that I did was I came out here yesterday just to lay out the papers to dry, and all of the tester's glue was still like tacky to the touch, and I tried ironing it, with parchment over top of it, and it was just transferring onto the parchment, so I just went over it with a layer of the PVA glue to like kind of seal it, so it's all sealed, and it also gave it this kind of like muted sheen, which I'm really enjoying. Like, it's not quite as shiny, but it's still really shiny. And then there was even some spots like here and here, I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of like drug it around and kind of smeared it so it looks more like worn and used and nice. I also definitely melted this section of the pleather right here trying to iron it, but it's fine. This one's literally our test. This is like literally our test series. Oh, and then I glued these edges down. I'll show you how I did it on the Storm of Swords edition, because I did it on both of these already. Oopsies. Hello. Lots has been happening here. I'm just gonna push that out of the way. So I have actually, the second finished one is drying, but I have actually finished 2 at this point, I believe. I got the title in. It looks so good. This one was the first one I did, So it has some slight like gapping here, and it's like a little, for some reason, even though there's all that extra space in there, and I think that's maybe why it's doing this, but it's like, it's a little hard to open. And it might also be because the spine is maybe too stiff, but it is like, I think it's booking how it's supposed to. It's just like, you know, a little stiff perhaps. And I also didn't realize how long this book was. That's what happens when you listen to them only via audiobook. This is the Storm of Swords. So this is how I did the title, and then I'll show you like in depth. But now I can also show you how I'm like wrapping the edges. Also, don't forget that this is all super DIY. Here's a Game of Thrones. This one turned out really good. This one I stacked up really high, and it actually ended up being a detriment just because of the way the pieces looks. It was too intricate under there. If this material had been thinner, it would have been fine, but it's not. So I've also almost used this entire bottle of glue, so that's cool.
And every September feels like I'm back there somehow. It's the amnesia. At least it's what I tell myself. 'Cause it's the one thing that I've got. Time and nostalgia can't take it.
Just don't touch it. That's how you do that. And then do the exact same thing for all the sides, but for the long sides, I've been doing this tape method where I put a piece of tape on it to hold it extra crisp, because one of the sides I didn't get crisp sides and it was really upsetting. Also, I started turning the spines into bookmarks, and I just like glued it onto a piece of paper, onto one of the tea-dyed papers, but I think I want to laminate it. Okay, while that glue dries, I can show you how I made the ends. It was super easy to do. I have all of these like scraps of muslin, and I basically painted it this brown color, which is the taupe Angeles. If you didn't know, I have like 10 bottles of this. So I think I watered it down. So I'm just gonna paint like a 3-inch strip, probably, something like that. Those are drying now, but I'm gonna take one of my leather scraps and I'm gonna cut out like a 1/16 of an inch strip. I could also be using yarn for this, but for some reason this seemed easier to me when I was doing it earlier, and it's so easy. So cool. Oh, it broke in half. You know, that's fine. So once this is dry, I'll basically fold it in half, or I'll lay this in there, glue on it, fold it in half, and then I will press it to one side, and it'll basically give me this piece that has like a ridge on one side and it's kind of flat on the other. So then when I'm applying it, I basically just take the side that is flat and put it towards the knee. Just like line it up so it kind of sticks over the top. Easy peasy. DIY. Remember if I explained how I'm doing the titles. So I basically traced this type font off of my iPad, and then I cut it out, and then I'm taping it on, and I'm using my awl to poke out like around all of the letters, and then I literally have to do it one letter at a time, transferring the little dots lightly with a fabric pen, and then after that I go over it with the same gold paint, and that's what it ends up looking like. Can't remember if I explained that already, but now I have. I literally have to be like so close to it, and I'm also filming on my phone, so my tripod is in use. I should probably just buy another one, but that's how I'm doing the title. Yeah, I was going to do GRRM along the side and just do it like one size, but then it didn't fit on the Game of Thrones one, so I was like, I'm gonna scrap that idea. I was actually just thinking of just doing like numbers, maybe, because I don't want to do like a title on the side or anything, but I want it to be like a little easy to differentiate. But I don't know, I think I'm kind of leaning towards just leaving them blank right now because they look really nice and I can just put them in order. Okay, so I'm putting on my makeshift, what are these bookend things?
So I just put on this one. I'm gonna put on the top ones. Basically just took, this is still drying, but I just took the one that was dry and I made sure the end was even, lined it up, marked it, cut 2. So now I'm gonna make sure that the side that has, this side that has more of the like sticky out goes towards the text block. I'm gonna line it up exactly where I want it, where the, it's like hanging off the edge. And then I'm just gonna, you know, draw a cute little line. And then I'm gonna go in with my glue that's almost gone and add some to both. Thread it out, get it right up to that crease. Line everything up. Also, I don't have a book press yet. The whole point of this is that I'm not like buying anything. So I'm using the 2 finished copies basically to just keep this upright. Okay, that is gonna dry now. And then after that, I'm gonna use this muslin that I just have excess of as like the, whatever this piece of fabric that goes on here is supposed to do. You know, I don't really know what it's there for, but everyone does it, so shall I. And I'm just gonna give like a quick approximate measurement of between these. Doodaloo. This has to dry completely now. And then we're on to the scary step, which is like actually attaching. This is literally the hardest part. I have also been going in with like a really sharp X-Acto knife and like making these edges less intense. So without moving everything too much, basically just been going like this. It just like takes a little bit off and then I'll glue down the fuzz. It's just not quite as thick right on the edge now, so it should make a smoother transition on the paper. I'm also gonna use a lighter to melt this. I just don't remember where I put my lighter. So you just saw me finish a Game of Thrones, and we have all of the bookmarks for them. These are all the ones that I have done so far. So Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, and A Feast for Crows. I have not picked up A Dance of Dragons yet, or Dance with Dragons, and I'm still debating how I want to do Fire and Blood. I have this exact same material, but in like a bright red, that I think could be kind of fun for Fire and Blood. And then I could also try to get a copy of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and I could do like Fire and Blood and A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms in that. I'll show you this at least. I have this done for Fire and Blood. So this is where I'm gonna leave you. I definitely want to do more bookbinding videos. I think I want to do more like ASMR videos instead, because I was filming clips for TikToks on my phone, and the ASMR of like cutting it and like all of it was just, it was so nice to me personally. This was our first foray into bookbinding. I think all things considered, I did okay. Even if this one's literally still drying, you know. We learned a lot. Learned what to do, what not to do, what I should probably go buy. But, you know, for this whole experiment, including Fire and Blood, I only paid $24. That's not bad for how these turned out. I hope you liked it.
Stay tuned. Next week, I have a fun video. I already have it filmed. It's more book stuff. Wow, really surprising. And then when this goes out, I will also be in the midst of filming even more book videos. So